Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you're all doing well. Today we've got something I'm very excited by because obviously if you've been following me for a while or if you know anything about me, I am the big, oh no, look at that shirt, awful, we go again. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is good to be back and I am super excited for this video. If you're anything like me and you are a super nerd, or if you're trying to find something to kind of pick up, read, dig into, this is the video for you. So we are going to be doing a little bit of a book review of the month. Well, book reviews of the month really, because there are a couple of books that I think that you need to read for your personal growth, for general conversation, and also just to get that, reading habit back in, because I know a lot of you may, for whatever reason, not be reading for pleasure anymore, or you kind of hate reading, or maybe you actually love reading and you're just looking for your next big thing to read. So yeah, I'm going to be going over my 3 favorite books of the month. Let's dig into it. So the first one, The Alchemist. Okay, so The Alchemist is literally I think it's probably one of my favorite books right now. It might be one of my favorite books, ever. But yeah, I really love The Alchemist. It's by Paul Coelho. And my brother gave this to me at the beginning of the month. And I love this so much, I actually bought this for a friend of mine as well. So The Alchemist is essentially all about a shepherd boy from, I believe, the Spanish province of Andalusia. And he dreams of traveling the world in search of his treasure. And, it's a very, I don't want to spoil the book because I think everyone should read it. But one of the beautiful things about The Alchemist is that it's such a poignant and moving narrative about the importance of doing what you're called to do, right? I think that as much as it's great to kind of dig into the self-help books and the super motivational books, I've just really been enjoying fiction books recently, because I think they're a lot more subtle and a lot more crafted, right? I also really loved English literature when I was in sixth form, and I just loved the detail in, the description, the metaphors, the historical context. There's so much to be learned. But I think that The Alchemist is such a brilliant book in that it is extremely simple. It's simple, but don't underestimate the fact that it's super sophisticated. Simple, sophisticated, light read. It took me about an hour and a half to get through this. Beautiful read. Really reminds you to do what you're called to do and to follow your treasure no matter what. As cringy as it sounds, but it was just it was a timely read for me too. I really enjoyed this book. And if you are struggling with things like purpose, or if you just want something that is really sweet, sophisticated and simple, The Alchemist is my go-to recommendation. So please pick up this book. I loved it so much, and I've been raving about it to literally anyone that would listen. The Alchemist, you better get it. Next is, and I promise you it is not intentional, the orange theme, Homegoing by Yajiasi. Okay, so Homegoing was gifted to me by a wonderful friend of mine, and I appreciate you so much. This book is one of my favorite books as well. I think that it's one of those books that is heavy and life-giving to your soul. This is a story. Essentially, the structure of the book is as such. So you've got 2 sisters who start off, the narrative. Each chapter is a different person along their lineage. So you start off with Essie and Efia, who are the 2 sisters who live in Ghana, colonial Ghana, or rather just, kind of that era. And it charts kind of their lineage as it goes down from kind of slavery up until, the present day. And it's just such a riveting and beautiful and painful story. It talks about, the generational and cyclical poverty and racism and patriarchy and broken relationships, and also the beauty of culture, the struggle of being part of the Black African diaspora. It's really a riveting, interesting read. And I think what's really cool about it is the fact that it's told from the perspective of all of the different people along the lineage. So, the fact that you start in the hinterlands of Ghana and then end up in you know, Baltimore in a couple of chapters time is really, really cool. And they don't, and one thing I really appreciate about Yaa Gyasi is the fact that she doesn't shy away from the nitty gritty details, you know, talking about people's experiences, and it felt real. You know, I really felt like real people's experiences. I think she did that exceptionally well. And it's just such a beautiful story. It's literally one of my favorites, like, hello. So I would definitely recommend. And I think it's also a good read for anyone who is interested in, you know, African / Black diaspora in general, wants to know more information as kind of like a light starter read into that experience. Because I think one of the problems with like history in general is that it's so divorced from context, like experience. And this really made it made it real. And there was definitely certain things that, you know, even within my experience, I could really relate to. So I would definitely recommend this book. It's such a must read for me. It's one of my favorites at the moment. Now, admittedly, this is a reread, but I really, really did enjoy the reread of this book by one of my favorite, I guess, writers within psychology, as it were. Frantz Fanon, Black Skin, White Masks. Yep, just so the camera picks it up. You guys need to get this book if you want to know more about, you know, the psychological ramifications of colonialism and imperialism. This is the book for you. Frantz Fanon is he's one of the most forward-thinking Black psychologists of his time. Like, we don't really hear much about Black psychologists. We often hear about, you know, Sigmund Freud, classic. But he really deals with the manifestations of, you know, the imperial project in the mind, and how, you know, it manifests in our interpersonal relationships with people. What are the, you know, ramifications for Black people versus white people, or Black women versus Black men and white men, and all these kind of things along those lines, which I thought was super, super interesting. He's got a couple of other numbers that I really enjoy as well. The Wretched of the Earth is one of my favorites as well. Definitely recommend. But yeah, Black Skin, White Masks really deals with the interpersonal relationships between, you know, various genders, various races, post decolonization, and post imperialism. So if you want to know more about, you know, Black masculinity and sexuality, as well as white sexuality in reference to each other and how these things have developed, I would definitely pick up a Frantz Fanon book. He's really, really great. Great read. So yeah, that is it from me. I would definitely recommend all 3 books. I will list down below the exact titles and authors so you can go check them out. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that video. And if you've read the book, any of the books, I want to know. Comment down below. Let me know. If you haven't read the books, let me know which one are you going to read. And if you have a recommendation for me, listen, look at my bookcase. I'm ready. Drop me a recommendation. What books have you guys been reading this month? Let's have some conversation. I really want to know. Let's grow together and let's get like stupidly smart. But yeah, comment down below. Let's get it popping. But yeah, lots of love. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found something that you either resonated with or you're going to pick up. And I'll be back again. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. Y'all got me. But yeah, lots of love, guys. And I'll see you in another YouTube video.